Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is your girl, Wicked Raider 22, coming to you with some thoughts on one of the newest events that has posted and ends in a little bit less than 4 days. I've seen people talk about it. I've definitely seen it pop up. And what I'm referring to is the Halloween Deck of Fate. You know, guys, I'm always coming to you and kind of thinking about these events from the eye of someone who is early game. So my highest level as far as my pay to play, I think I'm about level 56 or so, but free to play, we're right at maybe level 45. And on this particular free to play, I'm actually sitting at, oh, Valerian. There we go. Sitting at level 38. So it's from the aspect of resources that are available to you and really sitting and thinking about, is this something that is worth it? And let me explain to you guys why Halloween Deck of Fate has been such a big deal. And we'll actually go over to the news release about it. For quite some time, let's see. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, I guess I've lost it. For quite some time, there has been a lot of talk about being able to have access to different tombs, especially legendary tombs, to be able to book out those champions. And what ends up happening is you pull a champion, you're all excited about them, but the likelihood of pulling a dupe for that champion for most of us is actually pretty slim. And what I'm thinking about early game, if you have already pulled your first legendary, a lot of guys have their first legendary as far as just a login champion. Some of us were lucky after a few shard pulls, you end up pulling your first legend or your second legendary champion, and you love what they do. Early game, they can be huge game changers. But what you notice is as you're transitioning to level 30, 40, 50, 60, really starting to get into the game, really starting to feel where you are with artifacts, you end up acquiring these champions without a method of actually booking them up. If you think about it, how many legendary books have you really picked up in your account? And I'm comparing this to the areas where I can pull rare books, for example. But how many legendary books? How many even epic books? And epic books we actually have a little bit more access to than not. So what you're looking at for the Halloween Deck of Fate, the goal is to flip 3 cards of the same color in sequence to win a special fate chest. Be careful of the chances. Early account is going to take a little bit. Every card flip cost is going to be 1,000 pumpkins. I'll say it now. If you are early game, especially with very limited resources, free to play, be careful with the resources. All right. So complete the event objectives to earn fate pumpkins, then use them to flip the cards. Everything you see, you get to keep. There are common, rare, and epic cards. So at least, there's a chance for everybody to kind of be met, except for legendary, of course. Indicated by the color of the background. The rarer the card, the better the rewards. There are 17 common cards, 13 rare cards, and 10 epic cards. And remember, you have to flip 3 in a row. And so it's the 3 in a row that I think a lot of people paid attention to first. The following items are available from flipping cards in this event. Guys, as an early game player, I'll be honest, I do love a good multi-battle. I am all about earning a multi-battle. But if I go in with, in essence, 3,000 pumpkins, because you need 1,000 pumpkins to flip 1 card. You need 1,000 pumpkins to flip 1 card. So I'm investing 3,000 pumpkins. I have gone through and done all that I'm supposed to do. And if I flipped and earn 2 times 10 multi battles, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be a happy camper. If I flip and get 1 day of XP, that's a lot of work. A 3-star chicken, that's a lot of work. To be honest, potions, that's a lot of work. I don't want brews. Brews are something that we come across with promo codes. of logging in. There are so many areas. If you are finishing dungeons, certain campaigns, you will pull brews, and we have a permanent location for potions. So I would love to see this where no brews, no potions. All chickens are 4, 5 star, 5 star preferably, because it's a chicken. And the energy will start at 300. Like for me, 1,000 pumpkins per card. And if I flip them over and don't get 3 in a row, the crush. So if you flip over 3 cards of the same color in sequence, you'll also get a fate chest containing extra rewards. And like always, the higher the rarity of the flip cards, the more valuable your fate. So you always have that chance. Of course, the epic level is going to be what most people are looking for. Looking across, not doing too bad for rares. Commons kind of makes you feel like you're logging in on a regular basis, but okay, you can contain one reward chosen at random from the following pools. One reward. I don't know. I don't know. I would love to at least get 3, maybe, since I've already flipped 3 cards. Here's the big one. How do you earn pumpkins? All you need to do is complete the objectives and earn fake pumpkins. When the event ends, you're going to convert everything back to silver, which is pretty common. But fake pumpkins will not be counted as points in quests, clan quests, and event-related missions. For a lot of us, depending on which champion you're actually looking for or trying to go for, this can be a big one. They're having you make a choice. So where do you want to make a choice? If most of you guys are still dealing with rank 1 and rank 2 artifacts, this is kind of like your pumpkin level. So we're looking most commonly at 19 or fewer pumpkins. You need 1,000 pumpkins to flip 1 card. You need to flip 3 cards in sequence of the same color to end up getting the reward. 19 pumpkins. If they are rank 2, rank 3, 22. Upgrade artifacts and accessories. Oh, wow. Okay. This is where early game, okay, guys, up to level 4, this is disrespectful. Like, are you serious? Like, even if I am rank 5, which so many free to play early gamers, just getting them 5 star is a huge one. But taking those artifacts to that level, 5 pumpkins, 12 pumpkins, at least when you start getting to level 12, we're doing a little bit better at 94. So if I have, let's say, 3 champions that I'm ready to upgrade, and we're going at least rank 4 and above, honestly, rank 5 or 6 is the only time it's really going to be worth it. If you have saved the silver, and this is where being silver limited becomes a huge one. If you're able to save the silver and go level 16, even at rank 3, you're pulling 400 pumpkins and above. So for me, unless I have a champion where I'm going to go in, and this jump, oh gosh, look at this. Now this jump is huge. Like, it's not even close. You go from 3 to 7, then 35, then 400. Like, maybe if it was, 30 to 100 to like maybe 200 to 400, it would look a little bit better. But you're still in the single digits up to level 8. Like, I get it. A lot of people are going to go in and instantly upgrade. But even now, when I think about some of my accounts where I've been really trying to save silver on the regular, even one champion, even leveling up 1 set, so 6 pieces, which normally I take them to level 12 first. And most of my champions on free to play are probably rank 5 or 4. That's kind of big, especially rank 5. It's really, really noticeable. So the question becomes, I'm excited because at least it gives you the possibility, I guess. But I mean, even if we're going in, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're just kind of thinking about it. And it's really going to come tied to artifacts and accessories. So let's get an idea. I think I can do this. They also have summon rush. They definitely want you summoning. Let's go to the forge because I have pulled a champion that I'm willing to put some artifacts on. And I'm not sure if I can, probably 5 or 6 star. with confidence, I can't. All right, so let's say I'm in the forge. You've reached level 30. You've been able to unlock that portion. And I'm going to go in and let's craft a couple of pieces. So just grab a little something at random. I don't want to waste a speed charm on this one, but I guess I could. All right, throw in a speed charm and let's craft. So of course you're doing 3,000 silver per piece, 5 stars. So we'll hold on to it for a second. I'm always needing something with a little speed on it. So, all right, we're up to 6,000 used. Let's go again, 9,000 silver used. 12,000. We've gotten quite a few of these at this point. So let's say I go in, I've crafted 4 pieces. I'm feeling pretty confident. I want to play some pieces on a champion. And I pulled a guy. Let's just go with Mass Fearmonger. I pulled this guy the other day. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep him, but I'll definitely take a look at him. But let's say I want to go in and we're going to add some artifacts to this champion. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to perception, simply because I know we can actually filter. Trying to get better about filtering, just keeping it 5 or even 6-star. Let's go down to perception here. And because I already have this chest at a level 12, which don't forget, when you were pulling artifacts off of champions, let's say you only, drop some gear on them because you want to use them in faction wars, for example. Save the silver, grab all of that silver and remove these artifacts. Guys, at a certain point, 5 or 6-star artifacts that you're using can become hard to come by, especially if they have particular stats that you're really excited about them having. So this guy is actually an attack champion. Gives nightmare. His kit actually looks kind of interesting. So since we're going to use him, I guess we'll throw this one in there. He is an attack champion across the board, deals with fear, a little true fear. Noticing that's the big thing, of course, for this time of year. So if I can find some that accommodates them, I will. But if not, give me a little defense, a little resistance, not really giving me the love I want, a little attack here, a little speed. So let's just go here. I want to upgrade this artifact. I'm going to go ahead. I don't have instant upgrade, which you guys already know how this feels. I would love for Plarium to go in and drop this to level 30. I mean, after 30 levels of watching this animation, we've earned 5 pumpkins so far. It's exhausting. It's exhausting just sitting here looking at it. Coming up to level 8, hopefully. And actually, this animation, all right, we just earned 12 pumpkins. Kind of makes me not want to upgrade because you keep looking at your money disappear. All right, coming close to level 12. All right, and then we had 94 pumpkins. So actually did a little bit better. Looks a little bit better. So it's like 111 pumpkins for this one piece. 111. So in theory, if you were doing 5-star gear, for example, you would probably end up having to upgrade 2 champions fully to gain access to that first card. I'm going to go ahead and equip him. We'll just toss this one on him for now because I'll go back and make a couple of changes. Since this one is at level 12, let's upgrade this one to level 16. What I do for a lot of pieces that I've used before, I go to level 8 first. If I'm using it and I'll continue to keep that artifact on a champion, I'll go to level 12. And then eventually I will level up each piece one by one to level 16. So I want to see, when we're keeping an eye on silver as well, guys, each turn is 20,000 silver. Right now we're 20,200 silver per turn. Just trying to get this baby up. If you have not been running continuously, trying to find kind of that sweet spot as far as silver, I'm realizing for me now, man, 4 million, 6 million and up is kind of where you're going. This level 13 is just killing me. So it's still a lot, and we have not gotten to level 14 yet. And this is kind of what going to level 16 feels like. It's why I prefer to have an instant. I don't want to sit here for so long and look at the minimal chances, because that's how all of your artifacts are going to be. It's so increasingly difficult sometimes to just sit here and watch your money disappear. We're still ticking down. We're at 26,200 each time you see that little bar, and the fails are painful to say the least. But I'm really hoping as a 5-star, it'll be worth it. Keep an eye on the silver, still going down. And sometimes I just run it. You don't pay attention. I will say one of the downfalls of having an instant upgrade, you get to a point where you stop paying attention to how much silver is used when you try to level 16 an artifact. And I really just want to see how long this thing is going to go. On this particular account, I normally just run my multi-battles, and that's about it. It's not always about the champion levels. It's more so just about being able to run different champions and kind of see what they do. A lot of times on average, I think going from level 0 to level 16, my gosh, guys, you're using 650. So if you are not at least level 12, level 16 in your artifacts, I'm going to be honest, it's going to take you a while. It's also going to take you quite a bit of silver. Quite a bit of silver. That's a lot. That's a lot for an early account. It's going to be quite a bit, especially for someone. A little speed on that one. We'll equip you. At this point, I just kind of go through, and I'm going to run this champion in a broken set anyway, but just trying to see, like, these are artifacts I definitely know I would upgrade. And so this is a chance for me to go in and at least take them from an 8 to a 12. So let's take the 6-star, add a little HP, because HP is not great. Let's see. There's always some options, not always the options that you want, but I guess we've already kind of started on this one. So let's take this baby just to level 12 overall. So even 6-stars starting at a level 8, we're going to take them to a 12 and kind of see the pumpkins that we end up with. And after we gear up this particular champion, we'll go back and take a look at the Halloween of Fate and see how we do. Honestly, I think after doing this one champion, we're probably going to have one card. And for a lot of you guys, you would end up having to go back, run dungeons or campaign. That's only 150. So if you're going from level 8 to 12, it's 150. So that sweet spot most definitely is going to be level 12 to 16. And just looking at that part overall, I think it's great for vet players who have really, I don't want to do that one, who have really been at this for a while, but it may prove a little bit more difficult for players that are not resource heavy. So, and I guess we'll go to level 4. I'm not going to upgrade. I need to upgrade something else, but not really sure. I would love, I'm going to say with this champion, sometimes I kind of just smack something on them and go for it, especially if I know there's an artifact that I'll be using, which I don't know who I put the helmet on. I could go back and see. If there's anything that's really touching. A lot of my free-to-play accounts, the gear that I currently have access to, it's not necessarily what I'm looking for. And that's always a big one as well. And I'm kind of feeling that attack of 6%. But honestly, I don't know if I really, for this champion, I probably will. So I'm going to go in and do an upgrade on him. And this is kind of what upgrading feels like. It feels like one of those, you've sat, you kind of thought about your champion. Sometimes you'll run them naked for a little while just on a team to kind of see how it goes. But once you've upgraded that champion and kind of found a build that works for you, where do you go from there? And that's always been a real pulling point for me. I've noticed with some gear, of course, the higher the level, the easier it is to upgrade, but the more expensive it is to upgrade as well. And you're thinking about the number of stages you're running through. So I don't know. It's all about feel. So for you guys, are you willing to, still same, are you willing to put in the additional resources? Or is this one of those things that if you earn pumpkins, great. If you don't earn them, you're okay with that as well. And I think for a lot of us, you're really having to start to pick and choose your battles quite a bit. And that's going to be a big one. So for me, I got excited because this is my first Halloween with Raid Shadow Legends. I know they usually release some pretty cool champions around this time of year. I know some people get really excited as far as Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day go, just because of the aesthetic of the champions that are released. Some of the champions, they still have access to in the game. A few of them have been moved around to different areas. So you either have to do fragment summons or something else to kind of get them if you didn't get them the first time. And so Halloween is getting closer, and I'm like, yes. I got excited thinking at least we'll have access to other things. And that's been kind of the look around. And after I upgrade this one, there's one more thing I want us to look at as well. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. This level 12. I'm telling y'all, having to take this to level 40 is just, oh, and it's so high. Like you're almost halfway to where you kind of feel like you have a good understanding of the game and you're still watching this. And if someone has the ability to unlock this and they still haven't clicked the button, I would love to know why. Like, are you just in love with the animation? Like, what is that? Because it's the number one area that used to really make me avoid it just because. I'm going to go through and just toss any shield on my guy because I'm probably not about to run him right away. There is one more thing I want you guys to kind of take a look at though. And let's just toss him here and we'll come back and look at some other stuff. So let's say I've done a little bit of work, go back over to events, and guess what? 1100. We did all that and spent quite a bit of silver to access one card. One card. Okay. So unless I'm going in and really pushing through some champions, it's going to be one card. Now, here's another one, Summon Rush. This is something that a lot of veterans have been talking about. A lot of your creators have been talking about as well. Same thing, you're just going in, summoning champions. The higher rank you summon, the better you're going to do. Guys, 1,000 points to hit a rare skill tome. I can tell you now, there are a couple of places in the game where these are accessible. 1,000, I probably think this baby should be moved down to 540, would be great. Brews are a no-no. Like, they're just not necessary. It's something that I can get from so many areas. To get the books, now, if I am a higher level and I'm really going for summoning, to be honest, I don't summon very many champions currently as someone who's easing into the mid game. Like, my pay to play is mid game. I probably have maybe 7 or 8 champions that have been 6-starred, almost completely maxed out with masteries. I don't spend a lot of time at this point summoning new champions. I've spent quite a bit of time trying to level up the champions that I've had the most success with. For me, my interest isn't even peaked in this particular event until we hit 3,000 points. Literally 3,000 points. This is what we want. This is what people have been talking about. I need other opportunities to have access to legendary skill tomes. If you have not, these tomes are huge. I haven't seen this many books, honestly, at an event so far. And for me, 5-star chickens are another one. Like, I hate having to build so many champions to 5-star just to upgrade that one champion. And so when I can access chickens, wow, we're doing a whole lot better there overall. Now, this is where the disrespect for the beginning player, gosh, really, really, y'all, 1 point, like just one point for a mystery shard. And I get it, like we can get these from so many places, but even if you're buying them from the market, it's 5,000 silver to buy them from the little market. And then when you open them, you've got to pay to open the shard. Like, 1 point, disrespectful. I'm not feeling that level on mystery shard. Ancient shards, for a lot of free to play, this is where we hang out the most. Like, this is where you are really going for the goal. It would have been nice to at least get a 50 here, at least get us a 20. Okay, I could go for it. I've seen some accounts that have 3,000 mystery shards, just kind of sitting over to the side, like literally food champions that they have just acquired, accumulated, and boom. Guys, a lot of us, this is our bread and butter. Ancient shards are like, I'm getting excited. To get a void shard, we feel like we're doing amazing. I can probably name on one hand the number of times so far I've even gotten a sacred shard. And to be honest, the champions I pulled from them, I think all of my legendaries have actually been pulled from void shards and not sacred. My sacred shards have given me some of the worst champions that I always end up either vaulting or just using sometimes as food. I'm so annoyed. So maybe if they put it in two different groups, I guess, based on, early to mid and then mid to late game would be different. So at least you could get more points on the front end than on the back end. If you are a whale in this game, I'm pretty sure you are going to be plugging away at this summoning because you have a couple of sacred shards, several void shards saved up. And I think there's a fragment challenge that's going on too. So you've been doing great with that one. And so, but when I look over here, this is it. Like this is literally what my norm is like. I may get up to 150 mystery shards. A lot of times, if I focus in ancient shards, the most I may have 9 or 10. Void, maybe 1 or 2, but sacred, oh, no, no. So, what do you guys think? When you see events pop up, are you consistently excited about it, or are you finding that you're having to spend a little bit more time to decide what is going to be most beneficial for your account? Are you going to jump in head first and try to go for everything, or do you think you're going to just narrow yourself down and kind of focus on where you can get the most done? That's going to be the question. I know I come in on a regular basis and kind of do, at least my missions. I at least try to hit arena, maybe a little clan boss. But at a certain point, like here, we're always going to have those mystery shards because I have champions. I've got to build up. So I definitely need the food. I don't buy gear from the market. I literally just use my market, honestly. If I have dupes for common and uncommon champions, perhaps, or anything like that. Guys, we're going to finish this up here. I just would love, love, love to know what you guys are thinking, how you feel. Definitely let me know in the comments. Are you going to go full in on the Halloween events? You're going to try to scale yourself back just a little bit. What's your game plan? Last but not least, if you have not joined a clan, 22WK, we have a couple of slots that are open, trying to keep things active and come through and build out and accomplish these achievements, of course. Would love to have you guys on the team. We're definitely trying to stay active and keep everyone moving and excited. Don't forget to subscribe. We post material Monday through Fridays, and happy gaming. Talk to you soon.